I will fully admit that I'm still stuck on the old. Uh, I will fully admit I'm stuck on the uh old time slot for Zets. Because I genuinely thought it was supposed to debut like in an hour. Had I not looked over at the replay, because again, I always have the replay for last week's episode. I always have that going. Even after the episode is done, I always have that going. If I hadn't looked over and realized, oh shit, if I hadn't realized, wait, that wasn't what happened last episode, and then I realized, oh, ah, yeah. So I forgot it was supposed to start like half an hour ago. I thought it was supposed to start in a half an hour. So I apologize if this stream started late. I do truly apologize for that. But that's on me. That's on me. Because I forgot that the show starts an hour earlier. So that's my fault. I accept full responsibility for that, and we're just gonna try to uh, still do the show as normal. So welcome everybody in to another episode of the Kamen Rider ZEZTZ-udan. I am of course Callsign Henshin, your mercenary of fortune, coming to you live from the year 2285. And yeah, so far I have no reason to uh, not be excited today because, again, Zets has been firing on all cylinders for the better part of 9 episodes. Even at its lowest point, it's still firing on all cylinders. So I am more than excited to be here, even though we are late, but to be here talking about Zets, because that's what we do here. That's what this show is about. I feel bad that I'm starting this late. I feel bad, but we're gonna still try to make a show of it, right? We're still gonna do something with it, but we will have to wait a little bit because I think I don't know how far in the replay is currently at, but for the most part, I literally have like the stream up, but I have it like set to where I can't see anything. Like I literally can only see like a little bit of nudge just so I can see when the preview's done. So then I can like full screen it and then we can proceed from there. So it's kind of like I'm trying to stay as spoiler free as possible right now. But like I have I'm like literally trying to stay spoiler free right now, which I wouldn't be in this situation if I had just freaking woken up. Actually, as a matter of fact, it might still be playing the first run because it starts at 8:30. So yeah, it's so I think like right now it's about to end and then we'll be able to go into the episode itself. I think it's about to go into the So let me go ahead and get the cinema ready. Let's go ahead and get the cinema ready. Let's go ahead. Little behind the scenes magic. Let's see. Uh yep. So we've got that set. We're just waiting for the preview to kick in. We're just waiting for the preview to kick in because I think the episode's about to end. So I do apologize for being a little late. I do apologize. But it looks like it's about to finish the first play. It's about to finish the first play. I'm literally just glancing over. Like you can kind of see that the little sliver at the top, that's how much I can see. That's how much I can see. I'm literally trying to avoid spoilers because again, I woke up late and I feel bad that I woke up late. Not woke up. I feel bad that I missed it because I thought it was supposed to start later. That was on me. But so I'm literally like just waiting for the preview graphic to kick in. I'm waiting for the preview graphic to kick in, which should be any minute. But I'm actually, I don't really. I'm like very interested to see where we're going from here on out. Though I think we're probably going to be even more interested in seeing what happens tomorrow. Because I feel like it's going to be out there right now, but I'm going to like not look at it, right? For preview's sake. But the handling of Gozuger tomorrow, I think, is going to be of a very specific import to me. Because again, all signs of that happening is going to be either there is no episode this week, or they managed to do reshoots fast enough. Because that's a lot to take in there, right? Like they gave us no preview for this week, and we don't know what's going on. Now I'm assuming like it did air already in Japan. People know what's going on, but I'm literally going to try to avoid that by any means. So I'm like curious as to what's going to be happening there. But I'm so excited. I'm so excited for Zets, man, because I know we in for some stuff, but we can't do anything until this episode replays. Can't do anything yet. And I keep looking over and I'm like, I am still able to see shit, and I don't want to be spoiled. But I want to. How far down can I go? Okay, that's too far. It's like right there. Yeah. Close enough. Now I can't see the subtitles, so I think that should be enough. God, I'm trying to stay spoiler free on this because I came in late. I feel bad. I need to make sure that doesn't happen again. I wasn't even asleep. I was just on my phone. I was just on my phone watching YouTube videos, and I got up because I saw it was like 8:15. I'm like, okay, the episode will start at 9:15, and then I like sat down. If I hadn't seen that, ah, so I feel bad. I feel bad. I'm like sitting here like, hurry up and finish so we can watch it from the beginning. Okay, they're on the. Okay, I think I saw a jump cut that second commercial, which means it's getting close. But so from what I know, is that we're dealing with national secrets. That's what we know. There's a national secret being protected here that Baku needs to protect. That's what we know. So we're gonna see how that plays out. And so I'm like literally going out of my way to not look because it's just like, yo, trying to not peep this. 4,000 people watching right now. Holy shit. I mean, it's lower, and you know what? That's kind of depressing. It's lower than the first episode. Like we're 10 episodes in, and we only have 4,000 people watching. Oh, went up one. 4,183 from 4,182. No, is it steadily going up? I guess now because they're doing the archive thing, viewer numbers are like going to be lower, but now like people are watching the VOD like during the week. But it's kind of a shame that like it's not pulling the same numbers as day one. Kind of a shame, if I'm being perfectly honest. I am literally trying. I'm like, I'm seeing things happening and it's driving me nuts. And I want to see it, but I can't. This is why I need to be more attentive and I need to remember the damn thing starts at 8:30 now. So I need to be more aware of my situation here. Impact. This is me waiting for the damn previews. All right. let's get in the mindset. Let's get in the mindset. We are about to witness some good, honest to goodness tokusatsu, baby. Let's get in the mood. I know the mood's a little kind of weird right now because we started late, but to be fair, I spent my entire afternoon cleaning my keyboard because something happened earlier today. Because I had to call off the Arma stream because right before I started the stream, I knocked my cup over that I forgot had ice in it last night, so there was water in it. Spilled on my keyboard, everything went berserk. I had to spend the entire afternoon cleaning this thing. So it's working good now, but I had to spend my entire afternoon doing that, so I was just lying down and relaxing at that point, just waiting. And then I think in my confusion, I forgot that like this was supposed to be like a thing, right? So, or that I forgot that it starts earlier because we got it last week. The change happened last week, but I guess it didn't click in my head or it didn't register full. Up preview. All right, here we go. 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 I don't want to be spoiled by the previews either. Okay, here we go. Works for code. Yep. And D is what he dreams about. From invading nightmare. Touching on the sword here. Stole the capsule with the powers to make the dreams come true. Alright, what's he dreaming about today? Diving out of the helicopter! Let's go! Okay, that was weirdly paced. Okay, it's just in a back alley somewhere. I don't know what he's doing. Seems kind of generic. He's just running. Atsumi Taro. Oh, he's a butler. He's a housekeeper, if you will. That's interesting. All right, we have like a very upbeat, higher standing. We have like an art dealer of sorts.
How beautiful. これだけのお宅に一人で住まわれているんですね。芸術が私の人生のすべてだからな。人間はいずれしに体が腐るが、芸術は永遠だ。
I wouldn't say that about art. I don't think art can survive fallout, if we're being perfectly honest. There's some things art can't survive.
Get back the national secret.
Hell yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck. Oh, not yet. Intro hasn't kicked in yet.
この家のどこかに秘密が。窓が開いてる。侵入者か。
You might be jumping from the conclusions there, bud.
誰だ。
Nem!
おやすみ。
She's a statue in this episode.
アンティークのね。そういう世界観。
ここの旦那様、ネムちゃんの芸術性が分かっているとは。さすがだな。
でも動けないのは辛いかも。
Wait, what?
旦那様、どうされました。泥棒が私 私の絵を
Wait, what?
まずいぞ。このままじゃあの秘密がバレてしまう。
秘密。
And mute for copyright. But yeah, okay, there's a puzzle to the painting. What is it? I'm like sitting here just like, Interesting though, I find it funny that the guy's dream like drafts Nem as a mannequin. That's why? Why? The ridiculousness of Japan humor is starting to seep in, but it's mannequin Nem. Oh, I know some people that would have a field day with that. Oh man, that's fucked up to think about, but there are some people, you know. It is what it is. But that's neither here nor there. Uh, yeah, but so there's a puzzle in the. If I had to guess, it's not the painting itself. It's something because usually when you think of spy movies, right? You think of like if it's something hidden in a painting, it's underneath the canvas, like it was on the wood, right? Or there was another layer of the painting, and if you peel it back, it's like right there, right? It's not the painting itself; it's something hidden in it.
秘密？
ああ、盗まれた名画にそれが隠されていたに違いない。
ミッションはそれを取り返すことってわけね。
Nem with contacts is weird because I think we've seen her just have normal eyes the whole time, but like her right now having contacts is like super weird, and I'm wondering if they're keeping that or if it's just for this dream.
この痕跡、泥棒の足跡の一部かもしれない。
Looks like dog fur. Wait, is that a house? It looks like an apartment from this angle.
足跡があっちに。
追いかけよう。
ああ。
How are you walking around in them platforms, girl? You gotta be struck. Oh, now you're. How are you walking around in platform heels? That's gotta be pain. Ain't no running. You ain't running in them things. Ah, Knoxman!
お前はリカバリーカプセルを返せ。
お前には必要ないものだ。
現実の世界に復元するとか言ってたな。
あの人、私と同じみたい。
夢をさまようものだ。君と同じようにな。
You do be wandering though.
夢の中でしか生きられない人なんだと思う。
このミッションから手を引け。知りすぎれば己の身を滅ぼす。
名画に隠された国家機密と何か関係があるのか。
Whoa! You tell it. Whoa! My man ain't been able to sleep right for days. He be wake. Whoa.
ブラックケースが立て続けに発生した。名画が一人でに失踪する事件が都内で2件発生している。
失われた2枚の絵の作者や年代は違いますが、どちらにもアネモネの花が描かれています。
Huh. Wait. Now I didn't pay attention. Did that first painting have those flowers?
夢の中でもアネモネの花が描かれた絵が盗難に遭う事件が起きたんです。
Ah.
夏子、この絵がどこにあるか調べられるか。
はい。
赤丸。
バブル期に何度も転売された後、30年以上所在不明のようです。他の2点も近年再発見されるまでは行方不明だったと。
現実のこの世にもブラックケースが起きているかもしれないな。バク、夢の中で所有者に会わなかったか？それなら渥美太郎さんという芸術品のコレクターです。
でかしたぞバク。
夢の話の前に物証を調べませんか？鑑識の報告によれば現場にはわずかに足跡が残されていました。付着した成分はカビのようなものだと。
Interesting.
夢の中にも似たような足跡が。やっぱりナイトメアの仕業です。
でかしてるぞバク。
しかも盗まれた名画に国家機密が隠されている可能性が。
国家機密だと。
悪夢が叶えられてしまう前に取り返さないと。
あくまで夢の話ですよね。
ただの夢じゃないんです。現に警視庁だって爆破されたでしょ。
Oh, now we retelling it.
ナイトメアを止めないと悪夢が現実のものとなるんです。この事件、
No, you haven't. Shut up.
夢主は名画に隠された機密を手に入れようとしている何者か。公安部のメンツに関わる事件だ。ナスカ行くぞ。バクも手伝ってくれ。
一般人に手伝わせるんですか？
彼にしかできない夢での捜査だ。頼んだぞ。
But you can't do much. It's the middle of the day. Can't do much.
と言われましてもまだ真っ昼間だしな。
Zero.
会社を理解してないようだな。
ゼロ？どういうこと？
国家機密を奪還するんだろ。起きてる間にもできることはある。
あ、もしかして
リフレッシュに You wanna lunch?
やってみ
休息も大事な紳士のたしなみだ。
Zero, you sly fox.
紳士のたしなみだってことで私の体験くれるんですか？
そのためにそれがある。
名画を守る。
はい。消えた名画についてお話を伺いたいのですが。
Was the fake mustache really necessary? Was the fake mustache really necessary? Come on, man. Be real with me.
ご覧の通り、絵が一人でに消えてしまって。
例の白い足跡も残っていたようなので、同一さんによる犯行の可能性が。
消えた名画は。
Okay, why do you need to stare intently into the...
値段をつけられないほど希少価値の高いもので、ある方のご好意でうちに寄付されたんです。
寄付ですか？
ええ。
Who donated it?
小高健生さんという方か
Wait, what? Knox donated? Huh?
小高が。
寄付？
はい。大切にお預かりしていたのにこんなことになってしまい非常に残念です。
Wait. What?
寄付されたのってこの方ですか？
この人。
ご存知ですか？
はい。いや、寄付なんてとんでもない。
Wait.
この人は。
I'm confused.
申し訳ありませんがお売りできません。ご好意で寄付いただいたものですから。
I'm confused.
私が一番分かってるんだ。どうかお引き取りください。頼むから。何度断ってもしつこく譲ってくれって。
そうですか。
Again, the mustache isn't even properly centered.
やっぱりあの3枚の絵には何か関係があるんです。そして彼は夢の中で1枚を所有していた。現実で叶わなかったことが夢で実現していたのなら、夢主は渥美さんです。
わかった。こっちでも渥美太郎を探ってみる。
Like I feel like at some point Nagumo's gonna have to be the dreamer.
あの秘密がバレてしまう。
でもコレクターの渥美さんが夢の中ではなんで国家機密を気にしてたんだろう。
Well, it is time. Oh, hey, capsule time.
渥美さんの夢を
What are we getting this time?
ナイトメアを通さないと。
Spin the wheel.
おお、また新しいのが出た。
Yellow? Yellow?
バリアは 無敵の防御の力。
Yellow? Yellow? Why yellow? That doesn't feel right. There you go, purple.
うわ、今度はワンダ。不思議な力か。ゼロ、カプセムの色分けには何か意味があるんですか？
夢を叶える力には
Oh, here we go, lore! Lore, baby! Lore dump!
赤は身体能力
Physical enhancements was red.
文明美術
Blue relates to technology.
緑は精神
Green
力
is the power of will and the mind.
紫は次元
Purple
操作
controls principles of reality. Interesting.
欲張るな同時にそういくつも出るものじゃない
Ah, there you go. The lore explains why he can't get more.
リカバリーこの間手に入れたのでは
それが盗まれちゃって。
盗まれたそんな大事なもの誰に
名前はわからない。ナイトメアに加担してる男です。
なるほど
Zero, what do you know, man?
バク、クローゼットの中に何してる？何？
国家機密。
大げさ。私もバクも一般人でしょ？
本当だよな。
You're not gonna be able to keep that hidden forever, man.
いや、国家レベルの人助けとか、本当やめてよね。
はい。
He just said the first thing that came to mind.
まさか。
Motherfucker. Can y'all just take the stairs?
ちょっと通報されますよ。
信じられない事実が判明したぞ。
え？
SNS を調べたら、渥美太郎の実名アカウントに不審なやり取りが残されていました。夜というアカウント、登録情報を開示請求したら意外な人物であることが判明しました。
消えた名画を寄付していた小高先生失踪した俺の部下だナスカ資料
はい。
早くしろ
Oh god.
を叩き起こして尋問するぞ
いよいよ。
課長、非常識です。
それに叩き起こしたら夢に入れないですって。とにかく帰ってください。
タラタラするな
What? Again, can you please take the stairs? I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Please take the stairs.
小高健生。
Knox, which way the audience? Knox finally said his name. Which way the audience haven't seen multiple times. We already know the guy's name. Yeah. But Baku doesn't know it. Which we're there. It is.
この人だ。このミッションには絶対何か裏がある。
Wait. Okay, this is new. What's this dream sequence shit? That's new. That's new. Again, I'm still not used to them with the contacts. Still not used to that shit.
本当？
あの足跡はナイトメアのだ。
Hey, I'm always ready
He's right outside, baby.
盗まれた名画を追う。
オッケー。
Oh, he got that scanner in him. He got that scanner in him. An upside down house. Why am I not surprised? So, okay, what's the nightmare's deal? I don't get it. They're all once. Whoa! 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 The man just opened 3 doors in one shot.
間もなく完成する。
ご苦労。これで国家機密を回収できる。
No, you won't. Dun.
この絵は渡さない。
このミッションから手を引けと言ったはずだ。
Do you think he's actually gonna stop? You think he gonna stop? Mitsa middle. Mitsa middle. He's on it, baby. Hisshin. Ah, good old impact. That noise is just synonymous now. Funny how Zero's not saying anything anymore. Oh, you love to see it. Oh, dude. Oh, my allergies. Oh, my God. Dude, I'd be suffering in that moment.
吸い込んだら内臓がカビそうだな。
So, I'm willing to bet. Actually, no, wait. Whoa, there it is.
絵は渡さないよ。
そこをどけ。
Whoa, camera angles.
その絵は渥美さんの夢。
Barrier. Or maybe it's just like a super bright shade of green? Like a line? Okay, fair enough. Whoa!
下がってろ。
Nice.
バリアから一歩も出るなよ。
メイガは私が守る。
Zero, give her a damn belt already! Nice. I feel like Nox knows what's the deal with the barrier. I feel like he knows. Suplex! Nope, that was a Marlon Flapjack, actually. Damn it, Nox!
道理で妨害したいわけだ。自分が寄付した名画に国家機密を隠したのか。小高健生。
Oh
そん
shit.
な男はもう存在しない。俺の名はノックス。夜は生き、夢をさまようエージェント。
Agent?
エージェント。
Yep, he's a double agent! I knew it!
次回仮面ライダー Z。
不都合な真実が好むのは。
What is the truth Nox hides in the
国家機
darkness?
密だけは絶対に守らなければならないんだ。
我が永遠の芸術とな
不思議の国の Z と行こうか。
So it's out there. He's an agent. I've been saying it was probably a GoldenEye double agent scenario. And I feel like that's what it is. He's an agent of some sort. But by the looks of it, he either is a disgraced agent or something happened. He might have been I hate to say it, he might have been Zero's first choice. Might not. Our boy Baku. Hold on, let me hop back. Our boy Baku wasn't the main one. And it's not the first time I think this has happened in Kamen Rider, where the guy who ends up becoming the Kamen Rider is not the first choice, but he ends up being the best choice. I think that's what's going on. Um, I think that's what's going on here. Um, so it's kind of interesting to see that, like, okay, he used to be an agent. Because it's weird for him to claim himself as an agent, yet there's so many questions unanswered on why he's working with the Nightmares and, like, why is he doing the things he's doing, right? There's questions that need to be answered here. So ultimately, it's how do I put this? It's basically now we're about to unravel the story of what the organization is, Code, what it truly is, and why it seems to be that, like, why Nox is no longer part of the organization, and why it's pretty much it's a lot of questions are going to be answered. Plus, I think we're finally going to be diving into Zero's backstory, because clearly he is not telling us everything, and it's wild to have another guy out there calling himself an agent. Basically, we don't know the history of Code. We don't know what the organization's deal is. Now we're asking, we're shifting the narrative a little bit, because Nox's moves are almost like kind of like getting. It's almost like Nox, and maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but it feels like Nox's whole thing is that he's trying to expose Code, right? Like, he feels like there's something amidst Code that is worth exposing, and, like, basically using, and he sees in his mind Seven as, like, Zero's new poster boy, and he's trying to, like, but he's kind of like showing, rather than like take Seven down, he's actually trying to get around to exposing the secrets of it too. So it's more like he's kind of wanting him to just sit back and, like, and, like, just watch everything unfold. But Baku, being, the guy that he is, wanting to help people, he's doing these things not knowing that possibly they are hindering Nox and exposing what Code actually is. Right? That's what it feels like to me. Like, he is trying to expose something. That's what I feel like it is in his mind, and that's what the national secret leans itself to. It's trying to expose something, right? That I feel like it's a secret that Taro knows, but I don't think he knows the true significance of it. I feel like it's more like it's a secret that will mean one thing in the real world, but in the dream world means something very much different, right? That's what I feel like it is. So to me, it's like whatever he's hiding will mean something to Taro, but to Zero, it could literally mean the whole operation, like, falling apart, and Nox wants to expose that, or something of that sort. Or at the very least, it could just be what we're all thinking, and it's a key to power, right? But, like, knowing that he's calling himself an agent means to me, like, he's got an ulterior motive. What that ulterior motive is, I couldn't tell you, right? But to me, it feels more like he's got something in mind, right? Nox is either trying to expose something, or he's trying to gain power for personal gain. Like, I didn't I when I made the comparisons that to GoldenEye, right? I felt like, obviously, like, greed is like the biggest factor for Trevelyan. Literally, it's trying to expose MI6 and ultimately trying to, gain power and influence and have, like, a hold on that stuff and whatnot. If we're going by that same logic, then it's going to be pretty much how I detailed it, right? But I don't know if the show will actually be willing to go that far. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if ZETZ is going to go that far as to propel that kind of intrigue. You know what I mean? To me, it feels more like they can take the safe route. Either one works. They can take the safe route and just state he's power hungry, right? And he's doing all of this to gain power. They can go with that, or they can go what I've pretty much laid out. They'll probably go, which they might, because again, I've not been exposed. Here's the thing: I have been exposed to Takahashi's writing, but not to this level. So I don't know if that's what he's going to do, because Takahashi is not known to take the obvious route, right? Because the whole point of this is that he's trying to get people to question shit. He's trying to get people to question what they're watching, what they're viewing, what the narrative could be. He's trying to get people to question things, right? So he might be trying to go for something more of a base intrigue, like Nox is in it more for the power. He thinks he's a agent of righteousness. He thinks what he's doing is something of good. That's what I think it is, right? It could definitely be that he is trying, that he thinks that maybe finding these things might help him become an agent of good. That's what it might be. Like, he thinks that, like, it's not that Seven is his opposition, but more like Seven is kind of like on the wrong side of Nox's philosophy, right? I feel like Nox thinks that what he's doing is for the greater good. While we thought it was for selfish reasons, he actually thinks that what he's doing is for the greater good. What that greater good is, I don't know. But I think in his mind, he thinks it's the right thing to do. He's just he might be a lost soul in this case. He might be what you would call he's been misguided. He's misguided. That's literally the only way I can state it. He's a misguided soul who thinks that what he's doing is the right thing. But what it turns out being is that he's in the wrong. It could also mean that he might be also be in the right, and there might be some shady things going on in code, like I said earlier. It could be an either or thing. Like the absolute there's no, how do I put this? The good thing about this is that it's not a predictable thing, right? This is very much so a wide open scenario that we are open to speculate about, right? What is Nox's motivation? Is he trying to expose code? Is he trying to gain power? Is he trying to find, like, is he actually fighting for his interpretation of a greater good? So many questions to be answered here, yet we really don't have enough to make a concrete conclusion. And I love when storytelling does that. It keeps it very much still open-ended, to the point where we're asking questions, but not enough that we're actually going to know where the story goes. And I think the execution on this so far throughout the series has been really good. Like, they have yet to miss. So right now, a matter of fact, how is Fujimi and Baku's HQ in the dream world? Not been elaborated on, but if I had to make a wild guess, nanomachines, son. Because again, the headquarters in the real world, even though it's similar to the one in the dream world, it's not the same, right? But Fujimi and Nagumo are not in a dream. They're in the physical embodiment of this. Because here's the way I see it, right? Here's the way I see it. For something to exist in the dream world, it has to exist in the real world. So for Baku's headquarters to exist in the dream world, it had to exist in the real world somewhere. Now, I don't think it physically exists in his closet. Like, I don't believe that. I believe it's portals, which is just a simplified way of saying it. I believe there's some teleportation technology involved or something of that sort, though it's hilarious to me that they can't just grant Fujimi and Nagumo, they couldn't just grant them a door elsewhere and they have to keep climbing up the side of the building. That's fucking weird. I don't know why they have to keep doing that, and I guess it's just so they have something funny to do. But to me personally, it's like, bro, you could have given them a portal in their own situation. Like, I'm pretty sure that truck is still there. You can just set it up where if you walk into the back of the truck, it teleports them to the goddamn place. You could have done that. But I guess they keep it for the funny. But that's neither here nor there. My belief is that in order for it to exist in the dream world, it has to exist in real life. In the same vein, like how do I put this? Nem's body exists in real life. So obviously her dream world version exists even though her body's in a coma. And as far as we can tell, Nox's body exists in the real world because we saw him next to Nem's unconscious body. So he's in the real world somewhere. But how he manages to visit the dream world is anyone's guess. He must sleep. But even then, I don't know, it's weird. And I just realized in that museum, there is a Nem painting. There is a Nem poster in the art museum, which is hilarious. But that she is truly everywhere. But for the most part, like, it has to exist in real life. So I think it's very much a portal thing or a teleportation thing, right? Because I don't think it physically exists in the place where we think it exists, even though it seems that they are very much like it's literally the only point of entry is Baku's closet, right? We're all, I think, am I the only one that's like holding bated breath for his sister to find the base, right? Like this, it's got to be happening at some point because I feel like at some point she's gonna find it, going to forbid him from doing like secret agent shit, even going so far as to keep him awake at night, right? To keep him from sleeping and literally impeding a mission. I feel like that's going to come, but then it'll be like Zero or someone to like talk her out of it, right? Though I think that might be an uphill battle more than anything, and it still bothers me that that Baku's fake mustache is not perfectly centered. Because I have the replay still playing in the background. I saw them like, bro, it's literally like an inch to the left. But yeah, but like I feel like it has to exist in real life. So that in itself brings more questions. How is Nox able to control himself? I mean, he's kind of guessed the same way as Baku is, but he seems to have kind of like more existence in the dream world than Baku does. Because Baku only shows up in his dream, but it seems like Nox is doing shit outside of the dreams, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that because he's already there before Baku gets there. So it's like maybe he's just more attuned to it, you know? Like so many questions that are still up in the air, and it's keeping the viewers guessing, which I appreciate, you know? I appreciate it. I do like that, like, it's keeping us on our toes, it's keeping us guessing. I love it. I love it. Like, this is possibly my favorite show ever. Like, I genuinely enjoy everything that this show is doing, right? So I also do like that they finally answer the question of why Baku can't grab more than two at a time. I do like that they answered that question because I always thought it was weird. They're like, my boy, just pull them all out, pull them all out, pull them all out. Like, I don't know why it's like they like why he couldn't do that, but at least they answered that, which is good. So we're slowly but surely getting more lore things thrown in, which I love. We're actually going into the 4 levels of tech, 4 levels of powers, which I think I love that we're acknowledging them now. But like again, so many more things that we need to learn. And then more often and more things that need to be revealed. Here's another one. I still haven't figured out how is Baku and Nem both in my dream world. Baku and Nem are there because I can physically touch him. In my most recent dream, I actually punched him in the arm. That's a you question, my guy. I don't. Did you like start looking into lucid dreaming when this show started? Did you? Because at that point, that's a you thing, my guy. I can't answer that question. I am not the dream writer. I am the post-apocalyptic mercenary writer. I don't know. I'm literally learning this dream stuff as everyone else is. So I couldn't genuinely answer that question. right? I can't genuinely answer that question, right? I'm the post-apocalyptic military writer, not the dream writer. That's ZEZTZ-udan's department. That's not me. That's not me at all. I am honored that you came to me thinking I knew the answers to that. Unfortunately, not all common writers understand how other common writers' powers work. I am honored that you thought of me, though. I appreciate that. But yeah, I genuinely do believe that I'm so excited to see what more they throw at us. Because here's the thing, when they throw something new at you, suddenly something you saw in the past that didn't make sense at first suddenly makes all this, it clicks in your head. But like I think ultimately what's going to happen is that we have to delve in. We're 10 episodes in. What is Zero hiding? Because now we know he's hiding something. Because it's weird, again, that Nox would call himself an agent. Zero is hiding something, and we're on the cusp of possibly seeing that. But they're starting to all figure out. They're all starting to realize that they have a common thread in common. Baku, Fujimi, not Nagumo, is like they're all figuring out the common thread. At least for Fujimi and Baku, the common thread is Odaka, aka Nox, right? But the question is, why? Why is Nox? Not what is Nox. Why is Nox, and how is Nox? Right? So, I mean, since we're in 10 episodes, I usually mark this as a milestone on my physical episode checklist. Yeah, no, that's like 10 episodes of straight fire. Like you gotta give them props. They've been like just kicking on all cylinders. And the more I see Zets and how well it's going out, it makes me want to go back and finish Geats, because I did not finish Geats. I've said this on the channel publicly a few times. I have not finished Geats simply because I fell off, and then there were too many episodes that passed. Like every week, I'll keep saying I need to catch up, I need to catch up, but then it piled up, and I just never got back to it. But the more I see Zets, the more I want to go back and watch Geats and finish watching Geats, because I stopped watching it after the first world reboot. Right after the world rebooted once, I stopped because I had already fallen way too behind. But if this was what was going on in Geats, if this level of storytelling was going on in Geats, I owe it to myself to go finish Geats. I owe it to myself. So, but I think that'll be coming later on down the line, because right now I feel like the things in Tokusatsu, in Toei Tokusatsu more specifically, are changing. And I think the way things are going right now, it looks like Super Sentai themselves is going to go through a rebrand, and by doing that, Toei is going to have full distribution of their series without Power Ranger interference. If that's being said, then that means this time in a few months, once Gozyuger re-wraps, because I'm assuming they already wrapped and now they're reshooting, which means that not only are we getting still Kamen Rider Zets and any possible Kamen Riders in the future, but we're getting the rebranded Super Sentai handled directly by Toei and Tokusatsu. So, what I'm thinking is, again, I don't want to start like planning ahead of myself, but that kind of leaves Sundays wide open, because I would assume they'd keep the simulcast going. And from what I understand, Sentai usually airs before Kamen Rider, which is a weird thing. I think, to me, Kamen Rider always comes first and then Super Sentai. I don't really understand the logic of that, but that's my personal. That's how they do it over there. I'm not questioning it, but it looks like if that ends up being the case, and we start getting superhero time blocks on YouTube, on Tokusatsu, that kind of leaves Sunday open. So I might actually think about doing like a retro review on Sundays, maybe. But again, I don't want to get ahead of myself. That's for if that ends up happening. But that's for next year. But right now, the questions we got going into next week are crazy. But Call sign is that? No, my name is Henshin. My call sign is Henshin. So you can call me Henshin, right? Like if it's easy for you, you can call me call sign, but like my call sign, like my military code name is Henshin. So you can call me Henshin, but you can call me call sign if you want. It's no big deal. Just know that there are other, not writers, but there are other like operatives and like secret agents in your timeline that use call sign and then have a thing. Military members that use call sign and then have like their call sign there. So if you call me call sign, you're kind of generalizing. But you can call me that if you want. That's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. But yeah, we got big questions, and the biggest one is, I think, at least me personally, he has the recovery capsule, right? And as we saw his gun, it looks like something melted off there, right? So why not use recovery already to fix it, you know? Like, why is Knox's gun still got that melted piece? Why has he not fixed it yet, right? That's the big one. That's the big one. But I get the feeling either next episode or the episode after. Definitely, you know what? I'll even broaden it. The next 3 episodes. In the next 3 episodes, it's kind of dark in here. It's not picking up my fingers. There you go. The next 3 episodes, right? We're getting Knox's writer form. That's what I think. I think in the next 3 episodes, we're getting his writer form off the rip. Well, maybe not off the rip, but we're definitely getting it possibly either as an episode ender or midway through, and then he just like dominates over ZEZTZ, right? That's what I think. Like, it's either going to be one of those two, and it's probably within the next 3 episodes because they're teasing it. He's got the recovery orb, but he didn't fix it, which is bugging me that why he didn't fix it, which tells me that he needs another piece of the puzzle, which is this, right? I think this painting is the last piece of the puzzle. While ZEZTZ will save this guy, will save Taro from becoming a nightmare, I think Nox will still get what he wants, right? Actually, now that I look at it, it's not melted. It looks more like a rock, like maybe it was petrified. So ultimately, that will get sorted out. He will get what he wants, but it won't be enough to trigger the nightmare, right? That's what I think. He'll get it, and then possibly in the couple episodes after is when Nox becomes the knight, right? Because normally they would even at least show a little preview of Nox's writer form in the preview. They didn't. So I think what's going to end up happening is that he'll get the key, but he won't use it until the next episode after. That's what I think. Or at the very least, at the end of episode no. Okay, so he'll get it at the end of sometime in episode 11, which means we'll either see Nox's new form in episode 12, like halfway through the battle, right? Or we'll see it as kind of like something to end on episode 13. Like Baku will defeat the nightmare in episode 13, and then that's when Nox plays his hand and just lays Baku the fuck out. And then we end that episode on that note. So it'll either show up mid-episode 12 or at the end of episode 13, either or. But just to generalize, it'll show up between it'll show up either episode 12 or 13. I'll just give myself brownie points if it ends up being the specifics that I said. But I'm going to say straight up, it's either going to be episode 12 or episode 13 where Nox's writer form shows up. But he is going to get the key at the end of next episode, but then like it leaves us on the cliffhanger of what's he going to do. He's not going to activate the power right away. He's going to get the key. You missed ZEZTZ while rewatching Xade. Don't beat yourself up on that. I was late to this stream. I started 15 minutes after the episode started because I forgot the episode started an hour earlier because I forgot last week we changed it. So this stream started late. So you're good. You're good there, Name. You're good. So ultimately, yeah, like right, it's like so many questions going in the next episode. But one thing I can say is that we're not getting Nox's writer form in the next episode. We're getting it in the 2 episodes after that. That's what I'm saying right there. That's my prediction. But he will get the key to finally unlock his power in the next episode, and then it leaves us on that cliffhanger of what's he going to do with it. But also, I'm taking bets on who Taro actually is, because he presents himself as a art collector, but he seems to know something about the national secret, and I think it might have something to do with his family. He might just be, because the way they show him in the flashback, he doesn't seem like he's like a well-off man, like he is in his dream. So to me personally, it's more like he knows something, right? And keeping that secret is literally like a tantamount to like public image, or what like his family, who's like how proto Zets coded the writing is in Xade. Oh, Dane, I have gone on record. If you watch the episode of Gozuger I did, I've gone on record saying that the punishment does not fit the crime. I've gone on record in saying that. Unfortunately, there's like I've said my piece in that episode, so if you can go watch it, which is the last one there. But let's see. The rewatch made me realize how Proto Zets coded the writing is in Xade. To be honest, I think Xade was Takahashi's first foray into Kamen Rider, so it might have just been him getting comfortable. And I will say Xade was really good. But apparently Geats is where his writing went off great. I didn't finish Geats, and I need to remedy that. Right? I need to remedy that. But right now, like I would say, I said his writing peaked in Geats. No. His writing is peaking in this series. But like his writing was really good in Geats. That's what I should say. Now, like I said, Dane, like I don't know if that's your actual display name, because YouTube does that weird thing of I can only see ats now. But yeah, but like again, my thoughts on Gozu Unicorn, I said those in my number one Sentai Gozu-dan, which you can see on my channel. But yeah, it's super like it was definitely Xade was definitely Takahashi getting his footing. Geats was where it really took off, and like it's peaking right now. I don't even want to say peak though, because if he writes another season, it's I feel like he can still go up. Like I feel like we have not seen like the full like extent of Takahashi's writing. And you know what I think they should do, right? And this is my personal opinion. Y'all can think if I'm wrong or not. This is my personal opinion. Takahashi needs to get one of them Amazon Video exclusive writers, right? The Kiddiple stuff. No, what I think is that like he needs to get one of them Amazon Prime joints. He needs to get one of them Prime Video Kamen writers, like Amazon's or Black Sun. They need to give him a writer. They need to let him run with a Prime Video writer for him to like truly like sink his teeth into the extent of what he can do. Because here's the thing. Here's what I'm gonna say. His writing right now for Zets is immaculate. But here's the thing. Right now, Xade, Geats, Zets, those are all like still have to be within a kid-friendly lineup, right? So there's restrictions to what you can and cannot do on TV Asahi. Let that man run wild with a Prime Video series. Let that man take a Prime Video take on a series. Let him run with that. Let him go. Do like a Gritty Kuga reboot or something. Just let Takahashi run with a more adult Kamen Rider, and watch as you get people, like grown adults, actually taking a look, right? Because here's the thing. A lot of the people, the audience right now, the Kamen Rider in the US and in all English-speaking countries that they're catering to are the diehards, the guys that went to the trenches trying to find episodes. Yeah, trying to find these episodes that went through the trenches. These are the people you're conditioning to. But what if you want to get the newer audience in, right? What if you want to get a newer audience in? So the way I see you do it, you give that man a gritty reboot of a series, or even an original Kamen Rider specifically for Prime Video. Let that man off the leash. Let him go full hog on that. Because here's the thing, it fucking works. And to prove my point, Fallout Season 1 got so many people into the Fallout games because of it. People that had never even stopped to look at Fallout, the video game, got into the video game because of the TV show. You give a gritty Kamen Rider, either an original one or a gritty Heisei reboot. And I think the guy you want to get for that is Kuga. Like, Kuga makes the most sense in my head. You can kind of do Agito if you want, because there was another Agito, but Kuga makes the most sense. Give us a damn gritty Kuga reboot with Takahashi at the helm. Watch the normies get in, and then get in on the ground floor of Kamen Rider like so fucking hard. Watch it happen. Because I feel like you give this man the keys to the kingdom, he will go the fuck off. Because if this is what he's giving us, being in a kid-centric like time slot on Saturday mornings, imagine what he'd give us if he's allowed to go dark. Imagine what he'd give us. The GOAT. What he'd give us. I'm sorry, I'm trying to visualize it now. Just holy shit. Like, holy fuck. Oh, damn. Whew. Oh, Kiva actually could be a good one, too, though. I think, and when you compare, give me the Go Jalaji da Kuga crash out with Amazon's level violence. Yes! That's actually why Kuga was the first thing to come to mind. The fucking crash out. Oh, dude. That crash out is fucking legendary. That's why I think that would work. Or, hear me out. Give him Hibiki, and he actually makes the good Hibiki. Not whatever bullshit we got. Have him give us the good Hibiki. Redeem that series, man. Redeem the fuck out of it. Give me that Hibiki in my... Give me the Takahashi gritty Hibiki reboot. And just... Oh, fuck. I would actually watch that shit. I refuse to watch Hibiki because, like, it was so bad I only had to watch 3 episodes to know that shit sucked. But, like, give me the gritty fucking Takahashi Hibiki reboot. Give me that shit into my veins. Give it to me. Give it to me and I'll be all for it. I'll be all for it. Oh. Mmm. 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 Oh, yeah. How I got into Tokus through Easy Rider of Toku Time. Yeah, Easy Rider is like the go-to guy, right? And like, I feel like that man does not get the flowers he deserves. Like, Easy Rider has been the bridge for a lot of people. Let's be real. I feel like he's the guy that you want to go to if you want to present someone with how to get in a writer. I got in a writer like purely out of coincidence, purely out of chance, because it just, to be honest, I don't even know how I got in. I think it was just a happy little coincidence. I don't even remember how I got in it, but like Easy Rider is definitely the guy you want to talk to about. He's definitely the guy you're going to want to talk to about, like, you know, helping you get into writer and stuff, or getting into Toku for that matter. But going back to what I was saying, yeah, Hibiki, if there is one blemish in the Kamen Rider timeline that I feel like Takahashi could fucking fix with a goddamn gritty reboot, it's Hibiki, 100%, 1000%. I believe that wholeheartedly. Like that is a guy that literally could bring something from the brink. And I feel like after he's done with Zets, like I don't know who's gonna do the series after Zets, but like my God, give that man a Prime Video series and let it be Hibiki. Let him run with that. Let it be either Kuga or Hibiki, but let that man fucking run with it. Let him run with it. Gritty, adult in its nature, just mwah. The the original actor Kuga said that he took that role because it was supposed to be a change to Kamen Rider, but then later on said that, but ended up not wanting to reprise the role again because it still felt samey. Let Takahashi work his magic, man. I mean, Joe's probably like super old. Like, I don't think he could play that role again, but like, still, like a Kuga or a Hibiki reboot, just do that. Just do that. Like, I feel like the front runners for a gritty Takahashi Amazon Prime Video reboot are Kuga, Hibiki, and Blade, oddly enough. Because I feel like the way Blade is filmed, it feels very much like it was a soap opera. Like it was meant to be like Japanese soap opera-ish. So I feel like Blade could also fit in that category. I feel like anything after Kiva, like you can't really touch because after Kiva, we kind of started hitting into the kid-centric territory, if that makes any sense. Because when you look at it, Deno, super for the kids. Decade you can kind of get away with, but it still had it was still like very much safe. Double, like even though it's like a really enjoyable series, like it's still super colorful and it's super meant to be like kid friendly and stuff. Um, I think it's pretty much kid friendly up until Gaim, and then Gaim hits a level, right? Because everything feels like super safe, and then Gaim comes around, and then the Euro Butcher just goes ham. And then like after that, it's kind of like toss up if it's super kid friendly or not. So I think anything before Deno is like good fodder. But my three front runners for a Takahashi Prime Video reboot would be either Kuga, Blade, or Hibiki, with Hibiki being the top. Like Blade being number 3, Kuga number 2, Hibiki number 1. Because if there was anyone who ever needed some goddamn fixing, it's Hibiki. Like for real. But that's neither here nor there. That's a discussion for another time, I think. But on that note, we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping things up here. I hope you guys enjoyed. I do apologize again for starting late. Next week we should be able to just pick up on the regular time. I just need to make a mental note that hey, it's at 8:15, you moron. But hopefully we will be able to be more in line with the show around then. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this rather late edition of the Kamen Rider ZEZTZ-udan. Tomorrow on the Gozudan, we're gonna see just how they handle the because here's the thing, you could tell last week's episode of Gozuja was haphazardly done, right? But they didn't give us a preview for this week's episode, which tells me that they're reshooting. So we're gonna see how their proper handling of Sumino no longer being around, right? Of Maya no longer playing that role. We're gonna see how they approach it, right? That's what's gonna be seen tomorrow. I'm literally gonna go out of my way to try to avoid any spoilers because people are probably gonna be reporting on how they handle it, but I'm gonna like keep my nose away from that. I'm gonna try to stay as spoiler free as possible. Unironically, needed Ghost to reboot eventually too. I think Ghost was okay. I'm not gonna say it was stellar, but like I definitely think Hibiki needs the TLC more than Ghost. I will give you that one for free, right? Because at least Ghost, I watched that entire series, right? And I could get through it, and it was tolerable. It was easily digestible, but highly forgettable. That's the thing. Hibiki, I could not get past episode 3. That's how bad it was. That needs some TLC. That does. But anyway, that'll do it. So we're gonna see tomorrow just how Toei handles this situation in regards to Sumino. If I had to guess, and it's a bold prediction from me, they're going to like have the monster that was initially intended for this episode be the one that destroys Sumino. They're gonna do like a quick two-parter. They're gonna do like an episode where she dies, and then Otto unexplainably wakes up and assumes the mantle. Right? That's what I think is gonna happen. It's a little bit of a stretch. A little bit of a stretch. I don't know how they're gonna handle it, but we're gonna find that out tomorrow on the ZEZTZ-udan, kind of the weakest of Heisei 2. Yeah. For me, it's 4:30 p.m. for Zets. Are you, Dane? Are you in Hawaii? Because that's the only way that makes sense. Because here's the thing: it's 9:30 Eastern. I'm Central, so that's 8:30. Then it'd be 7:30. So yeah, the only way that makes sense is if you live in Hawaii or Alaska, maybe. Hawaii. I called it Hawaii. There it is. Nice, nice. So it's super early where you're at right now. Super early. You're not looking forward to the Sumin. Yeah, no one is. No one is, but no one is. But you know, it is what it is. It is what it. There's not much we can do about it. I mean, you can raise your voice about it on social media, but at the end of the day, like considering right now, like if this season of Gozyuger was being simulcast to the U.S. viewers, yeah, us pitching a stank would make sense. But right now, it's still very centralized, so they're probably not even listening to us raising a stink about it, because right now we're not the intended audience. So I don't know, man. Either way, I still stand by the punishment does not fit the crime. But well, we could talk about that more tomorrow on the number one Sentai ZEZTZ-udan. That'll be 7 Eastern, 7 Eastern, 6 Central. We'll be watching the episode, and we're gonna see just how Toei handles the situation. Which, at this point, I feel like no matter what they do, they're going to. You don't look forward to Gozyuger much in the first place. I don't blame you. Matter of fact, I'm literally only doing this because I committed to it, right? If it were up to me, I probably would have stopped watching Gozyuger a while ago. But I'm very much the guy that if I don't watch Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, if I stop watching one, I might as well not watch the other one because I'm weird like that. Because I'm looking forward to these two things, and I don't know, I can't explain it. But if I stop watching one, then I'm going to stop watching the other. So unfortunately, I'm subjecting myself to this hell. And I make it well known that to me, Gozyuger is a type of hell because, like, I bitch about it every week on the Gozyudan. I bitch about it every week because, one, it's literally like Gozyuger's writing just reminds me of WWE. Like I said before, it reminds me of WWE from, I want to say 2006 to 2016. 10 years of insulting the public's intelligence. And I stop at 2016. They continue to do it past 2016, but I stopped watching. It took them 10 years to get me to stop watching. But like Gozyuger is literally that level of insulting the viewer's intelligence level of writing. And I make a point of it every week to complain. Actually, I try not to, but I always end up complaining anyway because of the lack of writing and direction, the lack of continuity, and just overall the baffling storytelling. Like I try not to bitch about it every week, but I end up bitching about it every week. So it's like I know that like a lot of people stop watching it in solidarity to Maya, but like that doesn't change anything, guy, because we weren't even supposed to be watching that series outside of Japan in the first place. The only way they'll pay attention is if a lot of Japanese viewers stop watching for that reason. But again, underage drinking is like they really treat that as a big fucking deal in Japan. So the Japanese people might actually see this as justified, right? We as Americans who like don't see that so much as a crime as it's just a mistake, and we kind of let that slide as long as they don't do it again. We're outraged by that, but we're not the intended audience. So us pitching a fit about it does nothing, because over there they take underage drinking like that very fucking seriously. Again, I don't think the punishment fits the crime, but that's because I'm an American, and I feel like you can just kind of like slap on the wrist and let that go. No, in Japan they take that shit super seriously. So I feel like it's not a sexism thing. It's literally them upholding their law. And so the Japanese people will probably send because there's a reason. If she was if this was an American series and it was an American actress, no one would be talking about this. It'd be in the tabloid, sure, but it's not a cancelable offense. In Japan, yo, you lost your job, you lost everything, because that's how serious they take that shit. And trust me, I made my thoughts on the Gojudan note because again, there are people who have done worse shit, like in Toei Tokusatsu that like, like, and some of them have not even been punished for it, right? And so this is on the lower end, but again, Japan law is well, it's whew. Like I'm no law graduate or nothing like that, but like they take their laws super seriously over there, right? Like there's a reason why they don't like US tourists anymore, because US tourists just keep breaking the laws and shit. It's like, yeah. Um but I digress. Um, if you guys want to hear me rant about the situation some more and then see Toei's handling of it, you can see that tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central on the number one Sentai Gojudan here on the YouTube channel. Uh, I'm getting out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of the Kamen Rider ZEZTZ-udan. I will be back, as always, every Saturday at 9:15 Eastern, 8:15 Central, to live react to the episode with y'all as on the simulcast as we do here, and then talk about it, because it's not so much about the live reaction, it's about the discussion. It's about having these little tete-a-tetes after the show. That's what we're more here about. But I always like to throw in the little live react in there just so like everyone knows where I'm coming from, because I'll sometimes, voice my views while it's happening. So again, I'll see you guys next Saturday for another edition of the Kamen Rider ZEZTZ-udan, but I will see you tomorrow for the next edition, unfortunately, of the number one Sentai Gojudan. We're going to see what's going to happen down there with that. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. As always, I am Call Sign Henshin, your favorite mercenary of fortune, coming to you live from the year 2025, reminding you that the future is in your hands and your hands alone, so only you can seize it. Seize the means, baby. Until then, I will see you all next time. Take it easy. Have a wonderful rest of your night. I will see you all next time. Peace.